Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be working on a watch for one of my groomsmen. He brought a fossil watch to my wedding and I was not having it. So I built him a real watch. And this is the video of the piece I made for him. Here's a picture of him with a belt and suspender pants, so no belt loops, and me telling him, "What the hell is this thing? It's a fossil. Not today, my friend." And here's a picture of him wearing my sub because after I saw that fossil, I took him to my watch kit and I said, "Here, take this one." But today we're going to be building him a watch so that way he doesn't ever have to borrow mine anymore. This is the NH35 we're going to be using. Pretty standard piece. Seiko makes aftermarket movements so that way they can sell for watch mods like this and for other smaller companies that build watches. Some bigger watch companies like Movement and let's see, like Tandorio or any of the AliExpress companies, they pretty much revolve around the NH35. This is the case we're going to be using. This is a Submariner case clone. It's pretty durable, super heavy duty. As you can see, it's pretty thick. It is super waterproof. He's a California, San Diego local, and let's see, there's one gasket in there. As you can see, another gasket on the inside. Let's see if I can get it into focus. And then one more gasket, as you can see, on the outside. So 3 layers of waterproofing should be good enough for him to swim in the ocean with. When I go down there and give it to him, I'm going to make him swim in the ocean with it so that way he can just get it out of his system and know that, you know what, it's waterproof. Don't worry about it. That's kind of why I love my Submariner. And I hope he does enjoy it while doing scuba diving, or I think he started spearfish hunting, which is crazy. Here's the black bezel that I originally thought I wanted to build for him, but after talking to him, he's like, "I don't know if I like that," and ended up choosing the blue. The blue is a little bit more of a navy blue than I wanted. The dial is that really beautiful, like dark sunbursty blue. Let's see if you can get a better view of it. Yeah. And that looks just like the Submariner blue that they use on their Smurf. But the bezel is a little bit more of a kind of a lighter navy blue, I'd say. But they look good together. I thought for sure, based on the AliExpress image, it wasn't going to look that good, but he insisted, so I went for it. And let's see, one more time. Black, clear. Yeah, I think he chose the right outside. It should be much better than I am anticipating, but we'll see. This is one cool piece that I decided to add to his watch. It's a rotor. This is going to be the back piece that the automatic works is tied into. Oh, yeah, don't drop your movement like I just did. That's bad news. That's basically like dropping the brain, outside your head, your skull. The movement has that rotor in the back. That's the piece that's going to get screwed on. I don't think it actually has a screw that falls out. I think it's built into the rotor. So all I need to do is just remove it and it'll mount right in. Let's see what else. Let's get started with the dial. Dial right now has 4 feet on it, and this movement actually only has spots for 2. So depending on which movement that dial goes on, you actually cut off the feet. I found the best method is to use needle nose pliers and kind of grab it and twist just like that, and then push it on. It kind of seats on, and once it's seated in, you want to wind the watch to get to exactly midnight, and at that point, you know the watch hands that you apply go to midnight. That way, everything's all aligned, and the date flips over when you do hit that 24-hour mark of the day. Let's see if this is on correct. Oh, nope. See how it's kicked outwards a little bit? Yeah, we want to make sure that that's flat because that's going to touch the second hand or the minute hand and either cause a bind and freeze up the watch, or it's going to actually scratch the dial on the backside, kind of where the tail is on the bottom. But let's see. That should be better. Let's get the minute hand on now. First try? First try. All right. Let's spin that guy perfect. Looks good. And let's go all the way around. Keep going. And yes, I'm not using finger cots. Everybody was commenting about that on my last video. Hey, where the finger cots at. I prefer not to use finger cots. I wash my hands really well. I use Gojo, and then I kind of dry them off with a microfiber, and that way I don't have any oil, so nothing really gets left behind, and I have better feel on the watch, especially when it comes to putting the second hand on or dealing with parts you don't want to drop. But of course, I dropped my movement earlier. But I just prefer without. I'm not a professional watchmaker. I just do this stuff as a hobby. I watched a couple YouTube videos and I was hooked. So I hope this is one of those videos that gets you hooked, because it's a fun, awesome hobby. I like to give these to people as gifts, like this one. I actually gave my best man one as well, and he destroyed the glass on accident because he's not used to wearing a watch, and actually hooked it on a locker. So I'll be rebuilding that in the next video. Next up, we have this little tab that you push down. It's a dimpled tab, and it's only accessible when the crown's in the in position, and you push it down and pull on the crown. There's lots of YouTube videos on how to work with the NH35. If you need any questions you need asked, you can just ask YouTube, and people will have a much better in-focus video, because I know, sorry guys, my phone wasn't the best on this video for tracking focus, but we'll do better next time. I'm learning. Let's see. Looks like it fit. Let's get it all scoot over. Flip it, because we got some work to do on the backside. But first, I want to get this spacer in. You see how it's got that little notch? That notch is going to go down on the 3 p.m. side, or 3-hour marker. And that's going to allow that crown to give it a little bit of a clearance so it can be adjusted. Keeps the movement in the perfect center position. I think when you order movements or cases with different movements, they give you different spacers based on the movement. But this movement is for the NH35, so it's being specific for this crown. And I already cut this crown, so it fits perfectly. As you can see, it screws right in. I use Loctite as well, the red Loctite. It's not permanent, but it still gets the job done. All right, next up, let's get this rotor on. Let's see. Should be pretty easy. I have a big flat tip screwdriver. Yep. Let's get it spun off, and then it just lifts right out. And I recommend getting some tweezers with composite at the end instead of metal, because the metal ones actually scratch a lot of the components that you're using. Some people sell bamboo tweezers, but I like these composite ones because they have a really fine point. And as you can see, now that I've gotten it screwed down, I'm checking to make sure all those gears spin in there, and that little mainspring is winding up as well. Looks like it's all good, and oh, we gotta make sure and clean this off because it's a little dirty, and that's gonna be in there for a long time. Hopefully Braden doesn't get curious and open it up, because I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to put it back as well. Let's see. Look at that. Beautimous. Decent. I love the case backs that have a exhibition display. They just make the watch so much cooler, especially if it's a mechanical watch. You get to take it off and show everybody. Yes, I'm a watch nerd, and I do that. I'm such a weirdo. I take my watch off and I like hand it to them. I'm like, look at this thing. Look at how cool it is. Sometimes people kind of like graciously look at it and go, yeah, it's awesome. But sometimes they're actually interested, and I can tell right away that that's my friend. That's going to be someone I want to talk to. Watches are a great way to chat with people and make good conversation. So let's see. Let's get this bezel. Looks good. I like the blue and blue. I have a 3000 Kelvin light on it right now, so it's a little bit more rich and warm than it would be if the daylight is on it. But let's see what the blue would look like with the black. You know what? I think he is right. I think he is definitely right with this whole blue and blue. Let's get this tape off and stick it down. Make sure that you have that bezel put in exactly where it needs to be. It kind of has a position where it rests, and then you can also pull it back. Just let it be at the rest position. I like to put down the 12 o'clock first and then kind of push towards the 6 o'clock. That way I can line it up better. And if I need to, pull it back up. It's a little easier instead of just dropping the whole thing. Because I have tried, and I cannot get those bezels out once they're stuck. I think the next thing I want to try is some heat gun, but I'm not sure. I ended up buying a bezel remover, trying to swap a bezel over, and it completely destroyed the case. So don't buy that cheap Amazon aluminum bezel remover. Ask me how I know. It went straight in the trash. All right. That is going to be it. Look at that thing. Looks beautiful. Let's get a little bit of a wipe down and see if we can get some better focus. There we go. Nice. I love that they say Seiko. I don't know about you guys. Next up is the Jubilee bracelet. This is one that I just had on my shelf. I was going to put it in for him. I didn't really ask him what kind he wants. I think I'm going to order him more of a, I can't remember the other name, but a tennis bracelet, I guess they call it. I'm not sure. Just the standard 3-link. And I found out that the new 3-links that I like from Amazon, they have a milled clasp and a adjustable on-the-fly micro adjustment in the clasp, which is really cool. It allows for like perfect tuning when it comes to the size of your wrist. My wrist is pretty small. Look at that. Beautiful watch. He is going to like, he better do something nice for me. He better take me out to dinner or buy me some tacos or let me use his surfboards, because I think this thing is a beaut. Let's see if I can get this clasp on. Like I said, I have a 6.25-inch wrist, so it's really small. He's got a lot bigger of a wrist, so I think his wrist is going to swallow this thing up nicely. But look at it on mine. Not too shabby. I'm pretty tan, so it's got a little bit darker skin. He's more of a white boy. Lighter skin, fair. So I think this is going to look awesome with the blue on it. But I enjoy the way it looks on my wrist, and I'm sure he will too. It is a super cool watch. And let's give it a good wipe off one more time and look at it. I'm happy that he's going to be wearing this on his wrist. He's probably going to think about me when he wears it and remember all the fun times that we've had together. We are 33 years old now, so we've had a long life of stories. He's been in San Diego for 10 years, and I try and visit as much as possible. I'll be going back down to San Diego in 2 weeks to give it to him. And before I make this video, I should be able to grab some photos of him with it on and his expression. I'm not sure he's going to want to get filmed while we're giving it to him, but let's check out the back. Looks good. So the clear back. Oh, this is one thing I wanted to mention. So this is the silver back, like that I accidentally ordered first time, and that's why this case was extra, is because I didn't check specifically in the ad. The picture actually looked like it was silver, or clear, but this one is silver. Sorry, but this one is clear, and this is the one I actually was looking to buy. They're super cheap. They're like $18, so if he does break it, it's not the worst thing. But let's see. Looks good to me, and let's see it on his wrist. Look at him, happy camper. See, that watch looks so natural to him. Big old wrist, swallows it up, big muscles, brutal watch. Fits perfect for him. Look at that on his wrist. All right, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for coming along. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of this watch stuff. I have a couple projects in the works that hopefully you enjoy. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.